Hi, you guys. Oh my gosh. Welcome to practice test number 1 for the Unit 4 test on writing reactions. Let's run through the answers, shall we? First one. You're going to break this apart. It's called a decomposition reaction. Got cadmium oxide. There you break it apart into cadmium and also oxygen, but don't forget that oxygen is a sneaky 7, so it gets a 2, and you balance it by putting some 2s out there, and you're done. Number 2, combusting C6H16 and oxygen, so we're going to, obviously it's a combustion reaction, C6H16 plus oxygen, which is a sneaky 7, don't forget, always makes carbon dioxide and water. And to balance it, you want to balance in alphabetical order. So 6 carbons, 16 hydrogens. 8 times 2 is 16 hydrogens. And then add up all your oxygens here. You've got 12 plus 8 more here, and that gets you 20. So you're going to put a 10 there. Looks like 100. Now it looks like a 10. I don't know. I don't have any good answers. What if I want a different color? This is what I'm here for you guys. Look at that. I mean, it's terrible. I don't care. Next one, number 3. Lithium nitride decomposes. With these, with the words and things, you want to make sure that you are writing the entire reaction on the line. So starting with lithium nitride, I have to crisscross that. Lithium is +1 and nitrogen is -3, so Li3N. And it's going to break apart. It's going to decompose. So another one like number 1, you just break it into its 2 pieces. Lithium and nitrogen. Nitrogen happens to be a sneaky 7, so it gets a 2. And then to balance it, we'll put a 2 here for the nitrogen, and then 6 lithiums there. Next one is a single replacement reaction. You have calcium and aluminum chloride. And for these, you should check to see if the reaction happens, because there will be some no reactions in the test. So let's go look at our activity series, and if we take a peek here and find calcium, we see it's right here, and that's well above aluminum, I think. Oh, it's enough above aluminum that we're going to get a reaction. So back to what we were doing in the practice test. This reaction does happen, so we just do everything the same. Calcium is +2, chloride is -1, so they crisscross there. Aluminum is now alone. Aluminum is not a sneaky 7, so it can be alone like that. And then we're going to make our 2s and our 3s into 6s. So we're going to put a 2 here and a 3 there to balance the chlorines, and then 3 calciums and 2 aluminums there to balance those guys. Next one is zinc in water. Again, it's a single replacement, so let's go look to see if this reaction happens by using the activity series. Is zinc above hydrogen is what it needs to replace. And you can see that zinc is, I can't see zinc. Oh, right there. And then hydrogen is right here. Also going to work. Zinc is, in fact, above hydrogen. So we will go ahead and single replace them. Zinc plus HOH, which is just water. You've got zinc's going to kick hydrogen out. Zinc is +2, hydroxide is -1. Something like that, and then hydrogen's all alone, so it gets a 2, and then if you want to balance it, you're going to need a 2 right there to do so. So there's a single replacement reaction. Next one, we have iron 2 bromide and sodium chromate. We're going to see, double replace those, so let's rewrite them here. On this section of the test, these reactions, you don't need to label a solid. That would be the last part in number 8. So here we're just going to write what happens. We're assuming this is going to work. I believe it does work, but not important. So iron is +2. You can tell because bromine's -1, and there are 2 of them. So iron must be +2 to cancel it out. Chromate's -2, so they're going to cancel each other out. So FeCrO4. And then sodium and bromine. Sodium is +1 and bromine's -1, so they just cancel out. And to balance it, we're just going to put a 2 here. And I think that's it. So there is our complete and balanced reaction for those 2. That's a double replacement reaction. This is a synthesis reaction in number 7. Silver is going to react with bromine. So we got Ag for silver, bromine, plenty of sneaky 7s on this practice test, as it gets a 2 there. So when you cross them, silver is +1 and bromine's -1, so AgBr, and you're going to put a 2 here and a 2 there to balance it out. Okay, so then for this number 8, and there'll be a question like this on the test as well, this is the net ionic one that we learned last, where you're going to break it down each step, so including labeling the solid. So we got to crisscross first. It might be helpful if you are like to do this to like write the charges out first. So if I were doing this, I'd write sodium as +1, phosphate is -3, copper is, that's a U, is +2, and bromine is -1. Having those will help you out a little bit because you're going to need to use them 4 times to crisscross. So sodium phosphate, Na3PO4, and copper 2 bromide, C, that's going to be a U, Br2. And now they're going to crisscross again. The outside ones go together and the inside ones go together. So sodium is +1 and bromine's -1. And then copper is +2, but phosphate is -3. So when you crisscross them, you're going to end up with that. And where should we start? Let's start with the coppers. Maybe we're going to get scrunched, so let's put up these. So 3 coppers, 6 bromines, 6 sodiums, 2 times 3 sodiums, and then you already have 2 phosphates. So there is your correctly balanced reaction. That's all you have to do for that first part. And then you can see the letter B there. It says to mark it, which of those 2 products is a solid. So in this section, it's always going to be one solid. I mean, well, I'll show you how to use the chart in a second, but sodium never forms a solid because it's a group 1. Group 1s never form solids. So I know that this is going to be a solid right here because the other one isn't. But you can go verify if you look for phosphates in the activities series. I mean, the solubility rules for phosphates right here at the bottom here. All phosphates are insoluble. They all form solids except group 1A elements, and this phosphate is not a group 1A element. So it's going to be our solid, like I have indicated there. So I just did B. The total ionic equation is where you break everything up. Here's where people, I think, have difficulty. The 2's distribute, don't forget that. And so does this 3, but this 2 only means that bromine is 2. So let's go through each one. You break up all the AQs. Oh, I should have wrote the AQs, shouldn't I? So bad at this. So here, let's write our AQs real quick so we all know what is AQ. This is, and so is this, and so is this, and then the solid is the solid. So we're going to break up all 3 of those AQs. So let's do that. So we got 6 sodiums. 2 times 3 is 6 sodium, which is +1. Then I've got 2 phosphates, 2 PO4s, -3 for each of those. And I also have 3 coppers, Cu is +2. I'm using the charges from up top there in the red. As you can see where I wrote them down, which is nice. And then 6 bromines, 6 Br, -1. I'm going to run out of room. It's embarrassing. Then I've got sodium bromide, 6 of those. 6 sodiums, 6 bromines. And then I've got, I did run out of room. I'm so ashamed of myself. Poor spacing. I got the copper phosphate that does not get broken up. Cu3PO4 2, and keep the solid together. So I broke everything up except the copper phosphate. The spectator ions, I can list them, I guess. They're the ones that repeat on both sides. You can see that you have 6 sodiums on each side and you have 6 bromines on each side. Those are the spectator ions. So if I was to write them, I would write Na+, and what was the other one? Br-. Both of those I hate. Okay, that's still not great. Br-1 for the charge. And finally, the net is just to get rid of those spectator ions that I highlighted in green there. So to do that, I like to write the positive one first, but you don't have to. So I'm going to write 3 coppers and 2 phosphates. And when you react those 2 things together, you get copper 2 phosphate, which is a solid. Make sure that solid's on there for your final answer. So there you go, a quick run through of the types of questions we'll see on the test. There probably will be just a straight up balancing section too that I did not put on here, but this gives you a good idea of how to do the other kinds of questions. This has been super fun. Everyone take care of themselves. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye.